So this is gonna be a two banger kind of night. I promised my girl Kim that I was gonna look out for her. Kim, I recorded the first video earlier. And so I said, well, I'll just record this one all over again for you as well. I think that this one is going to be a little bit more on the safer side. So the first one I did, you do need to get that certification on Groupon in order to get that position. This particular job, it has a little bit of to it, but it isn't that certification. Now this is called assurance. A couple years ago, I was in insurance. I worked at an insurance office, and this was one of the companies that they used. Now, insurance has a great job called being a guide. And what their guide does is they answer all of the inbound calls, and they take those calls and they sort them to different departments. So if you're calling them and you're wanting health insurance, dental insurance, yada, 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 so forth and so on, you're the person that speaks to them and you transfer them. Now, I've got a couple friends that work with assurance, and they absolutely love their job with assurance, and they make really good money. Now, assurance is one of those companies that you could get paid each and every day, so they will deposit those funds into your account every day, or you could choose to do it on a weekly basis as well. I've got some folks who make right at about $1,000 or better per week. There, as you can see here, there is not an income cap, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, this is not an hourly position. Keep in mind that, folks, this is not an hourly position. This position is for it is commission based. So whenever you keep a person on the phone, I do believe the time frame is a minute or 2 minutes, they then start to pay you out based upon that. Now, I have not had anybody so much say complain about that, because again, they're making that $1,000. I got a friend that says he makes roughly right at about $1,500 a week doing this. That's a good chunk of change. Now, with this particular position, again, you're listening to those calls and you're deciding, where those calls are supposed to go to, because you are indeed transferring them to agents. So it does require that you have some go-to about you. Now, if you're somebody who's going to sit on the clock and not hustle to try to get your funds, this may not be the job for you. It does not really have too much sales experience or anything of that nature to it, but again, it does have the go-to factor that you would want to make sure that you are got some tact about you, like you're trying to get this money out here. California folks, you are on the list. Ding 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 ding. So you can apply. My international folks, I do apologize. This one is not for you. The other position that I did do earlier, you could apply for that in certain areas. This one I did directly for my Californians. I want to make sure that I got something for you guys. Again, even if this isn't something that you're trying to do forever and ever in a day, this is something that will allow you to be able to get you some money coming in. Again, they want you to be friendly to them. They want you to be empathetic, interested in engaging to the customer, so that you can kind of get that customer on the line and then try to transfer them to where you're at. So to be honest, to be technically honest, in the call world environment, you'd actually be a kind of a telemarketer on an inbound basis. So you'd be a telemarketer and you're kind of pre-qualifying those leads to go to certain places. And that's where you're getting all that good money coming in, okay? So again, this is Assurance. You probably have heard about them before. A lot of people are starting to join up on them and starting to really get to know them. Now, this is the downside to Assurance. Assurance does have a test that you have to take. Now, some people said that test was super easy. I had a few folks that say, hey, that test sucked. I had some people say, hey, the SAT probably was a little bit easier than that. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you, that as a recruiter, is that the test is probably all about time. I'm getting, hey, I did every question and I still failed. I have some people who said, well, I skipped through that sucker and I still passed. You get those type of things, and I do apologize. I don't know what their algorithm or algorithm, whatever the word is I'm looking for, guys. I had a long days. I'm looking at 12-hour days now. But whatever the algorithm, whatever that they have it set for, it is it's set for something. I don't know what they're looking for whenever they're taking that test, because again, I've got a couple smart folks with good degrees that have failed, and I've got some folks with a high school diploma that have passed. So I don't know what they're looking for. The only thing that I can do is try, and try again. I think Aaliyah said that at least you fail, try, keep trying and trying again. I definitely think this position is definitely worth a try. Between you and I and the rest of the YouTube world, I would say, hey, create another email address and try. Hey, I failed, try again. I do believe that this position is worth it, especially when you're talking about a job with a flexible schedule and you have the ability to make $1,000 to $2,000 a week. Yeah, I'm going to create 10,000 email addresses if that's what it takes. So guys, like this video, subscribe to this video. If you are needing anything else, I'm gonna start looking for more jobs while we're in this craziness that we've got going on here. Something that everybody should be able to apply for, that's gonna make you some decent amount of money. I'm just trying to hit stuff that people are kind of a little bit familiar with, that may have a knowledge of it, just to give everybody a fair chance. I'm trying, guys. If there is something in particular that you're needing, let me know. I try my best to do it. And Kim, I promised you, so I wanted to make sure that I did you 2 options, so that you have one and then you have a backup. Okay, and if these 2 do not make it, or you don't get good word or good vibes about these 2, definitely let me know and I'll keep on posting something for you. And again, one more thing before I leave about Assurance. Assurance is also self-paced. So we could be talking today and tomorrow you actually could be taking calls for Assurance. That's how quickly you can get in, okay? That's why I definitely wanted to make sure that I did a double video today. Powfish, you may have a little bit of a wait time period because they do have to kind of read that stuff and get back to you, yada, yada, yada. Assurance, I think as soon as you pass the test, they go ahead and send you documentation for ID, I-9, or 1099 information, and then right after that you are sent information to do your self-paced learning. Okay, so if you need me, like, subscribe, email me, or if you're in the